The Berbice Cricket Board held an evening of reflection last evening in memory of the late West Indies cricketer Basil Butcher AA. More in this report.
Last evening, the Berbice Cricket Board held an evening of reflection on the life of a West Indian great in cricket, the late Basil Butcher AA. The event was held at the Port Moran Cricket Club's pavilion and was attended by scores of young and old cricketers, officials of the Berbice Cricket Board, and cricket enthusiasts. President of the Berbice Cricket Board, Mr. Hilbert Foster, MS, in his very informative and moving remarks on the life of the cricketing great, said,
Butcher joined the Port Moran Cricket Club at a very early age and dominated Berbice cricket with his three friends. At the same time, because cricket those times did not have any money, he taught as a teacher. And he came from a very, very poor background. And he told me that Joe Solomon was considered a big shot in those days because his father worked as a butler at Guyana, opening doors, closing doors, serving people. So I could imagine the poor background that Butcher, Kanai, and Madre came from. And the Port Moran Cricket Club was a nursery of Berbice cricket and was called the Berbice Lab by the rest of Guyana for producing cricket. And Butcher and the others started to play at a very young age at the Jones Club, which started in 1950, which was 6 to 9 years ago. And by the grace of God, Guyana got people like Sir Clive Walcott, one of the 3 W's, and Robert Christiani to come to Port Moran. And they played a great part in the development of the first 5 players who played for Berbice, who played for the West Indies from Berbice, and they all came from that ground outside. The 5 being Trim, Madre, Butcher, Kanai, and Solomon in that order. Trim in 1948, and Kanai, Madre in 55, Kanai in 57, and the rest in 58. Butcher made his debut for Guyana versus Barbados in 1955 in Barbados and scored not a 9. In his second match against Barbados as well, he made 34 and 62 not out. And in 1956, the star was born. He made 154 versus Jamaica in Jamaica, and in early 1958, he made a magnificent century against Pakistan in a tour match. I was selected to tour India with the West Indies team. On his debut, Butcher scored 28 in the first innings and 62 not out on his debut at Mumbai. And he scored a century in his third match and scored another century in his fourth match. And he became the first Guyanese to score a century in 2 consecutive test matches. Unfortunately, he had a poor tour of Pakistan and was left out of the famous tour to Australia in 1960 and 1961. And he had thought of quitting. But by the grace of God, he obtained a contract to play league cricket in England. Now during that period of time, it was interesting because the entire Caribbean was under the leadership of England. The Queen was our head. And until Sir Frank Warren became the captain of the West Indies cricket team, all the captains of the West Indies team were white. We virtually had an apartheid in our cricket here. And there was a struggle in the team. Jerry Alexander was the captain and he was white. The favorite in the team was Sir Frank Worrell, who was black. And the team had a lot of internal fighting, and Butcher paid the price for that because he was black or mixed. And he wrote that when he was, Sir Garfield Sobers was on his way to the century, and Butcher came into bat. And Jerry Alexander sent a message to Butcher to score quickly, which is not Butcher's style. And he was dismissed cheaply and was left out of the tour. And when he asked the selector why he was left out, the selector told him, "I don't know much of you." And this was a man at that stage who was averaging over 50. I first met Basil Butcher around 1995 at the Rosalto Youth Sports Club. And the first thing I observed about him, he was a remarkable, simple man. You meet some test cricketers today and they walk like if they're God, Jesus on water. Basil Butcher will walk into the room, sit at the back. You go and talk to him, he's always there to talk to you, and he's always full of advice. And there is something Mr. Jackman will know about this. There's something about Basil Butcher. He's always in a dashiki. Everybody knows a dashiki? He's always in a short jack, one of the two. And he always with a towel around his neck for God knows what reason. You never see Basil Butcher without a towel around his neck. And it was Basil Butcher who first urged me to run to be president of the Barbados Cricket Board. And by the time he opened his mouth, I always changed the topic. Unfortunately, when I became president of the Barbados Cricket Board, he was too ill to really understand that I became the president.
Mr. Sidney Jackman, former Guyanese wicketkeeper, batsman, and cricket commentator, in his tribute said,
"And just about 10 to 15 minutes before the luncheon interval, I had an incident that affected my cricket career from since then on. My cricket career, I said, but not my life. It was Landscape bowling. He was the captain of the Guyana team at that time. And I made the worst mistake in my life to miss Tom Garfield Sobers at 9 off the bowling of Landscape. When that incident happened, the jump pavilions went silent. And I felt that if the ground could have opened up for me, I would be happy to go inside the way I felt. But you know what? At lunchtime, I went in and I took a chair and I went to the corner just by myself, downcast, wondering what I'm going to do when I get out after lunch. And there was a hand on my shoulder. When I looked around, it was the hand of the late Basil Butcher, consoling me, caring me, cheering me on. He said, "That is only one incident. Don't let that one incident interfere with your game and interfere with your life." I will never, ever forget that incident. And that's why I want to share with you that in life, there are problems and difficulties as we young people, because I was pretty young then. I think I was just about 26, 27 years of age at that time. So you can understand how young I was. Very enthusiastic in the game. But that did not interfere with me. I went on to make a life for myself and my family. Without deep reflection, one knows from daily life that one exists for others and not for ourselves. Basil Fitzherbert Butcher was born on September the 3rd, 1933 at Port Morant. He attended St. Joseph Anglican and the Quarantine High School. The back fence of his house was right next to the Port Morant the center of cricket in the community, about 5,000. And that community hosted, in those days, 24 cricket clubs.
Pastor Rajan and his team paid tributes in song and words of praise. The students of the Port Moran Training Center also entertained those present. The late Basil Butcher's ashes were interred at the St. Joseph Anglican Churchyard earlier today, following a short service. Earlier, his body was viewed by citizens in Linden and cremated on the east coast of Demerara.